this is Annoo and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. Today I am coming to you with a new crochet tutorial. I don't know if you remember, a few weeks ago we had created together a mosaic crochet pillow. Oh, so gorgeous. I put it in my living room and every day I look at it and I am really proud of that one. So I have discovered mosaic crochet not so long ago. Today we are going to create a blanket with mosaic crochet. It could be a baby blanket. I actually made it for myself because I love it so much and I want to keep it. This one is not going to be a gift. I am going to keep it, and it's about, you know, those blankets that are not to sleep in, but when you watch TV, I made it big enough so it covers me, but not totally, kind of, you know, it's not something that is too overwhelming and too huge to make. It takes too much time, but it is something you can still be very proud of when you are done because it is drop dead gorgeous. Here it is, by the way. I keep talking about it, but here is the mosaic crochet blanket. Oh my gosh, I love this technique so much. As usually, of course, I will take you through it slowly but surely. I also have a graph that I created for you to be able to, as you crochet, I will insert it in the video so you can follow it on the graph as well as with my voice. But this technique is very new to me, and the more I do mosaic crochet, the more I fall in love with it. So here is the beautiful blanket. Isn't it gorgeous? So I love the design. I love the colors I chose. Of course, I will put all the information about the materials in the info box down below, and substitution as well. I create a border around it. It's a double border. I learned it from, I don't remember her name now. Anyway, I will put her name in the info box down below. She has an amazing, it's a YouTuber. She has an amazing mosaic crochet geared channel, and she's very cool, and she's who inspired me to really learn how to do mosaic crochet. So this blanket has a double border. The back of mosaic crochet is actually pretty. It's very pretty. You can leave it like that. I just might, because I like the feel of it, ask my mother-in-law to line the back of it with some fleece, something that is really, really soft and warm for the winter, but it's beautiful like that. You really do not need to line it. It's just that I think it's like an extra touch. And that's about it. If you are not subscribed to my channel, don't hesitate to do so. It's totally free. Click on the subscribe button and click on the little bell right next to it. If you do that, then you will be notified every time I post something new. Come and check me out on my social media. And yeah, that is it. So if you are interested in knowing how to crochet this gorgeous mosaic crochet blanket, then keep on watching. And in the meantime, happy crochet. Take care of yourself. Stay healthy. Mwah. Love you. Bye. All right, for this beautiful tutorial, you will need a 6mm crochet hook. You will also need 4 skeins of the yarn Marble Chunky from James Brett, and the color that I chose was MC84. You will need 10 skeins of the yarn Berroco Vintage Chunky, and the color I chose was 6100, which is pearl white. And of course, you will need some scissors and a tapestry needle. So you're going to take your yarn, your cream yarn, the base color, you're going to make a slip knot, and you're going to begin to chain. So depending on how wide of a blanket you want, you're going to chain groups of 20. So 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20. Once you have the number you desire for the width of your blanket, you're going to add 2 extra stitches, 2 extra chains. So for my blanket, I had 80 chains in total. Once I had my 80 chains, I just added 2 extra. Now for your first row, it's going to be a row of single crochet. You're going to single crochet in the first stitch from your hook, and you're going to single crochet all along. I am only taking the upper part of the chain, and I will meet you once you have your 82 chains. Here you go, we are at the end of the first row. Here you go, in the last stitch you can take both of the part of the chain and then chain 2. I will take my scissor and I will fasten off, leaving about a 4-inch tail, 4 to 5-inch tail. Mosaic crochet is worked like that, rows by row. So at the end of each row you fasten off, you go back to the beginning of your row, and then you take your secondary color. Beautiful, this beautiful marble chunky color. You're going to make a snip nip. You're going to make a slip knot. Pass your crochet hook through the first stitch of your first row, right there. For the first stitch, you're going to pass your crochet hook through both of the loops, right there. And each and every one of the first and the last stitches of your rows will be worked through both of the loops of your stitch, and it's going to be a single crochet. So pass your crochet hook through both of the loops and pass it through your slip knot, pass your slip knot through your stitch, chain 1, and in that same stitch make a single crochet through both of the loops. All the rest of the single crochets will be in the back loop only. So for that second row, with your secondary color, make single crochet all along, but taking only the back loop of your stitch. And I will meet you at the end of your second row to show you what to do in the last stitch. Alright, so here you are at your last stitch, and you're going to single crochet in taking both of the loops. So the first and the last stitch throughout all your blanket will be the same. You're going to single crochet but taking both loops together. So you have a starter stitch, single crochet, and an ending stitch that will be always single crochet through both loops. So we go, and then chain 2, fasten off, and that is the way you're going to end every row of your blanket. So throughout your work, it is going to be one row of your base color and one row of your secondary color. Base color, secondary color, base color, secondary color. Okay? Okay, so take your base color and join in that first stitch at the beginning of your second row with a slip knot as usually. Chain 1 and then make a single crochet but through both of the loops. Only in the first and the last single crochet of your row you go through both of the loops. Now we're going to begin our pattern. Alright, so this is the diagram we're going to follow. I will have the printable version on my blog. Here is the address to my blog. Don't hesitate to go and print it up. It will help a lot. But let me explain to you quickly how it works. Here you have a typical mosaic crochet diagram. You have the number of the row at the beginning. You have the color you use on the left right here, A being your cream one, and B being your color one, your second color, the one that in our tutorial is the strong colorful one. A is the cream, B is the colorful one. And then you always, of course, begin your row from the right side. So every row is began from the right side. And then that first little stitch there, that is the one that you do always through both of the loops. So it's your beginning stitch. And then right after that beginning stitch there, you really begin your pattern. So we are at the row 3 right now. So that means that you're going to use your cream color because it is color A right there. You see it on the left. And the way you read this chart too, you really ignore the color because the color is not the important thing in this diagram. The color just gives you an idea of what it should look like. What you should focus on when you look at a mosaic diagram is all the empty squares are single crochet in the back loop, and all the X's are the double crochet that you go and pick up, as I will show you in the row below. So plain squares are single crochet in the back loop, X's are the special double crochet that I will show you how to do. And I will try to keep the diagram on somewhere on the screen and help you follow up with the diagram as well. And eventually you will understand the way to work it, and we will not need the diagram anymore because it's very repetitive. You're going to make 2 single crochet in the back loop only. The next one, you can see that there is an X in it. An X means that you're going to make a double crochet. It's not just a regular double crochet, because you're going to go and skip 1 row and go 1 row below. So in our case, we're going back to row 1. So if you're working with your A cream, you're going to go to the row below that was that A cream color. You're going to count the same amount of stitches that you just made. So in our case, it's 2. And in the third one, remember the front loop that we had left, because we only worked in the back loop, is just sticking out. And that's where you're going to do your double crochet. So you're really hiding the colorful row by making double crochets to hide the stitches that are in the back. So it's a game of covering stitches or revealing them. It's really the essence of mosaic crochet, is creating double crochets to hide the color and create a pattern. Okay, so now you see you have 5 single crochets in back loop only coming. I want you to pay attention to behind the double crochet. There is 1 stitch that is left alone in the colorful color because you covered it with the double crochet. So you leave that stitch behind your double crochet and you begin to count in the next stitch for your 5 single crochet in back loop only. As I say, ignore the color. We're working this row in our base A color. Once you have your 5 single crochets in back loop only, time for a double crochet again, and it's going to be the same. From the last double crochet, count 5 stitches on the so you skip the colorful row and you go 1 row below. You count 5 stitches, and then in the 6th one, from row 1 up, you are going to make your double crochet in the front loop. Again, hiding the colorful stitches with your cream yarn. You have 1 stitch untouched that you leave like that behind the double crochet, and again in the next 5 stitches you're going to do single crochet in back loop only. All your single crochets except for the first and the last one of your row is always back loop only. Remember that. Alright, so you do your 5 single crochets in back loop only, and we're going to repeat this pattern all along this 3rd row, creating those rectangular little windows. So now again you're going to go to row 1 and make your double crochet. You are right here, and you're going to go in the front loop of the stitch from row 1 right here. And this is what your work will look like. As I said, little windows, rectangles, and I will meet you at the end of your 3rd row. And at the end of your 3rd row, you're going to end the row as you always will end, with a single crochet through all of the loops. So here you go, you are here, you have 3 single crochet in the back loops, 1, 2, 3, and your last one will be through both of the loops and a single crochet, chain 2, and fasten off. And then for row 4 we're going to go back to the right to the beginning of the row, and this time we're going to use our colorful yarn. We are at row 4 right here. Going to take your colorful yarn, make a slip knot, and join at the beginning of row 4, so at the right at the right side, right there in your first stitch. Join chain 1, make a single crochet through both of the loops as you do for every beginning of every row, and we're going to begin to crochet with your colorful yarn. So as I said, the whole 4th row will be with your colorful yarn, and you are here. You're going to begin by making 3 single crochet in the back loop only. The last of the 3 will be on top of the double crochet you had made at row 3. What I try to do is incorporate the end yarn also as I single crochet, so I don't have to sew them in the back. That's why you're seeing me taking all the yarns together at the beginning. So the next stitch you see is an X. That means it's a double crochet. Since we are with our color B, or colorful one, you are going to go to the colorful row below. In this case right now it's row 2. We're going to make a double crochet in the front loop of that stitch from row 2. Here we go. And don't forget to leave the stitch behind the double crochet untouched. And then if you look at the diagram on row 4, now you have 3 single crochet in the back loop only. And now time for a double crochet in the front loop of row 2 again. And this is the pattern you're going to continue all along your 4th row. So 3 single crochet in the back loop, and then a double crochet in the front loop of the 2nd row. And I will meet you at the end of your row 4. This is what your work should look like, super pretty. And at the end of your 4th row, you will end with 3 single crochet, a double crochet in the 2nd row, in the front loop of the 2nd row. And then when you're done with your double crochet, you're going to, of course, single crochet through both loops to end your row. And now we are ready for row 5. Row 5 will be done with your cream color A. So you go back to the right side of your work at the beginning of the row, you join with a slip knot, and your first stitch will be a single crochet made through both of the loops as usual. So here you are right there, and with your color A you're going to make a double crochet in the front loop of row 3. Here you go. Then you continue row 5 by making a single crochet in the back loop in the next 3 stitches. And next will be a double crochet in the 3rd row right there in the front loop. And then you're going to make 1 single crochet in the back loop in the next stitch, and then again a double crochet in the 3rd row. Don't forget to skip the stitches behind the double crochet. And then you're going to make 3 single crochet in the back loop, and again a double crochet in the front loop of row 3. A single crochet in the back loop of the next stitch, and a double crochet in the front loop of row 3. And this is going to be your pattern for the rest of your 5th row. So 3 single crochet in the back loop, and then double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, 3 single crochet in the back loop, double crochet, single crochet in the back loop, double crochet, all along that 5th row, and I will meet you at the end of your 5th row. At the end of your 5th row, you're going to end with a double crochet in the 3rd row, and then a single crochet, and then in the back loop only, and end your row with a single crochet through both of the loop as usual, chain 2 and fasten off, and you're done with row 5. And this is what your work will look like at the end of your row 5. It's so beautiful. Now you understand a little bit more how the chart looks like what you're doing. You can see how you're creating that pattern with the mosaic crochet. So beautiful. Row 6, you go back to the beginning of the row with color B, which is your colorful yarn, and you join the usual way with a slip knot, passing through both of the loops of the 1st stitch, chaining 1 and single crochet through both of the loops for this 1st single crochet. We are here at the chart. So you're going to begin your row with a single crochet in the back of the stitch, the 1st stitch, and then a double crochet, and this time you're going to go in the front loop of the 4th row. Then you're going to make a single crochet in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches. And then a single crochet in the front loop of the 4th row, right there. You get the gist of it. For your 6th row, it's going to be 3 single crochet in the back loop only, and then a double crochet in the front loop of the 4th row. And that is what you're going to do all along that 6th row. And I will meet you at the end of your 6th row. This is what your work will look like at the end of your 6th row, and you will end your 6th row with a double crochet and then 2 single crochets in back loop only as usual, and the last stitch single crochet through both of the loops. And for the 7th row, just take your cream yarn and make a slip knot and join as usual, making a single crochet through both of the loops for that 1st stitch. Then you're going to make a single crochet in the back loop of the next 2 stitches. And then a double crochet in the front loop of the 5th row. And now you're going to make a single crochet in the next 5 stitches in back loop only. Once you have 5 single crochets in the back loop, on the next stitch you're going to go to row 5 again, front loop, and make a double crochet. This is going to be the pattern for your 7th row. 5 single crochets in back loop and then a double crochet in the 6th stitch, but in the front loop of row 5. And as you see on your diagram, you will end a row 7 with a double crochet and then 3 single crochet in back loop only, and then your last stitch through both of the loops. So I will meet you at the beginning of row 8. And this is what your work will look like. You really are beginning to see the pattern, and I love it so much. All right, so time for a row 8, and we are taking our colorful yarn, color B, and we are going to join as usual in the first stitch, making a single crochet through both of the loops. And then you're going to make a single crochet in the back loop of the next 3 stitches. And then you are going to make a double crochet in the front loop of the 6th row. And again a single crochet in the back loop of the next 3 stitches, and that's going to be your pattern for row 8. And you are going to end row 8 with 3 single crochets in back loops, 1 double crochet in the 6th row front loop, and then your last single crochet through all the stitch, and I will meet you at the beginning of row 9. This is what your work will look like at the end of row 8, and you're going to continue following the diagram. You have it here, you have it on my blog, you have it at the beginning of my video as well. This is what the pattern will be like. You follow the diagram the way I showed it to you, and for this beautiful blanket you can make it as long as and of course as wide as you wish. This is row 9, and what we're doing is exactly the same we've been doing so far. Row 9 is with your base color A, the cream one. You follow the diagram as I showed you, and you do it for as many rows as you wish. Here you go. So here is the diagram. I went for the size of my blanket until the end of row 149. And then I thought the length was perfect. So you're going to continue your blanket until you reach the size of your liking, continuing in pattern over and over and over again. You will get so familiar with the pattern, eventually you will not need the diagram anymore. You have to sew in all the loose tails from the side. So on one side I had incorporated when I was crocheting at the beginning of my row, but I'm going to just take my scissor and cut them really short. And then on the other side is really messy and will take some time, but since we are going to encase all those strings in our border, we will make a double border, and all the loose tails from the other side will be encased, will be sandwiched in it. You shouldn't worry too much about them. What I'm going to do is shorten them a little bit, so not leave them as long as they are, but kind of make them just like that, about 2 to 3 inches long, so they don't overwhelm us when we create the border. Alright guys, so we are going to create our beautiful border. You're going to take your cream yarn or the color you want your border to be, and write the second stitch. So the first stitch after the stitch that we always took both of the loops in, you're going to join, and then you're going to go all along that last row we had made and slip stitch. Slip stitch in each and every stitch. And that is the upper side of your blanket where we just fastened off and finished. So do a slip stitch all along until the corner right there. I'll show you what to do along the side where you have all those leftover end yarns. So as I said, we're going to do a double border. This is the first part of the first side. You are there in your last stitch, the one that we had done taking both of the loops. And now look, I know it looks messy. You're going to put all the little loose ends behind, but you can really clearly see where are the last stitches where we had single crochet through both of the loops. And in each of those single crochet from the side, you're going to slip stitch. And you're going to do that putting the end tails up to the back like so, all along that side of your blanket where you have all those loose tails. So all those pieces of yarn are behind your slip stitch, but it's pretty obvious where you need to go to where you need to make your slip stitch. It is in each and every one of the single crochet we had done taking both of the loops. That is what your work will look like. Here you reach the corner, you do your last slip stitch right there in the last stitch. I have one more here, and again you're going to slip stitch all along the bottom part of your blanket. Here the stitches are easier even to find. One slip stitch per stitch. And I will meet you at the corner. So with the slip stitch, we're just preparing our work for the beginning of our border. Here you go, you're reaching the corner here. And then for the other side, it's really even easier because we already had sewn in all the tails at the back of our work. And again, it's really obvious. It's one slip stitch per single crochet that we had worked through both loops, and that's really helpful. So here you go, slip stitching all along that second long side of your blanket in each and every row. And I will meet you at the end of that side when you reach the corner again. Alright, so you have slip stitched all around the four sides of your blanket. And to finish this first round of slip stitch, you're going to slip stitch in the first slip stitch you had made at the beginning, and you are going to fasten off. Now we are ready to do the first round of the first side of your border. You are going to have the wrong side of your work facing you, and the first part of this border is a little tricky. You're going to have to find that little stitch, and you're going to work in those stitches all around the four corners of your blanket. I'm not going to lie, it's a little tricky, but the result is so beautiful that it is worth it. So join with the yarn of your choice. I wanted my border to be the cream color, but you could have it all colorful as well. And you're going to join into that little stitch in the back of your work. You're going to chain 2. That will count as a double crochet. You have to find the next stitch right there. It is the back of the slip stitch really that we're going to make a double crochet in. Here we go. It's a little tricky to find, but once you get used to it, you will find it. Each stitch will have that little back of the stitch that you see there. Oh, come on, Annoo, come back to the middle of the screen. And you're going to find that stitch and make a double crochet in it. And you're going to do that all along the side of your blanket. Ah, finally. Show us, Annoo. I always have the tendency to go off screen. I'm so sorry about that. It's because I'm wrapping my hands around the camera. And yeah. Anyway. So you see what we're doing, right? Double crochet in each and every one of the back stitch of the slip stitch we had done. And you're going to do that all along that long side. Take your time. I'm telling you, it is really worth it. So that's going to be the first side of our border that we're working on right here. The second side will be easier, I promise. And this is the toughest row, toughest round. Here is the last one for this side. Voila. You're going to do the same for the other side. You're going to have to find the back loop of the slip stitch and double crochet in it. You're going to do that all along that side of your blanket. All right, you reach the second side of the second corner of your blanket. The long one done, here you go, and then the short one done, and then we're going to do the other side of your blanket, the one with all those little stringies. And again, you're going to push the stringies to the back, and you're going to make a double crochet in all those little back of the slip stitch as they present themselves to you. Just make sure that your end yarns are not stuck in it, so push them to the back of your little stitch. Easier here because it's white on color as opposed to white on white. And that will be the third side of our blanket, double crocheting in the back of each and every one of the slip stitch you had made, and I will meet you at the end of that third side of your blanket. Just make sure that the end yarns are on the back of those slip stitches. So you're going to continue like that all along that third side, and then for the fourth side, again, you're going to have to find that little loop that is the back side of the slip stitch, which is those ones right there where I'm pointing. And you're going to make a double crochet in each and every one of them, and here you go. And then you're going to slip stitch in the first double crochet you had made at the beginning of this process. All right, the worst part is over, guys, I promise you. And for the second round, you're going to make a double crochet now in each and every one of the stitches. Super easy. So double crochet on top of a double crochet, just regularly. Ah, feels good. Here we go. And you're going to do that all around the four corners of your blanket. Just let me show you what you do when you reach a corner stitch. So once you reach the last stitch of your row, you're going to make a double crochet in it, chain 2, and then in that same stitch another double crochet, and just like that you created a corner. That is what you are going to do whenever you reach a corner. We are at the end of your second row. This is what your work will look like. Remember, you still have the wrong side of your work facing you. We're going to make those last double crochets, making sure that we're treating this almost last stitch as the corner, and then we're going to slip stitch in the first double crochet we had made. 2 rounds made. You can make your border as wide as you want. I liked mine to have 3 rounds of double crochet, so I'm going to make 1 more rounds of double crochet all around. So again, repeating, making double crochets on top of double crochets all around. I'll show you what to do in the corner. Okay, so here we are, we're reaching a corner. Remember we had chain 2? So inside the chain 2, right there, you're going to make 3 double crochets in that chain 2 space. And then you're continuing. That is what you're going to do in each of the 4 corners, and I will meet you at the end of your 3rd round. And voila, we are at the end of our 3rd round. Remember, you're going to make 3 double crochets in the chain 2 space. That is your last corner. I still had a double crochet there before the first stitch. Then you're going to slip stitch with the first chain 3 we had made. And that's it. You're going to take your scissors and you're going to fasten off. And you are done with one side of your border. Remember, I told you this border has a double side. So I'm taking my tapestry needle and I'm sewing in all the loose tails right there at the back of my work. Snip snip, still making sure the back of my work is neat. Alright, so now the second part of our border will be done with the right side of your work facing you. Right there. And we're going to begin with the side where you have all your little loose tails. You're going to see that we're going to sandwich them in between the 2 borders. So just pick up any stitch there. Up, and you see how more obvious it is than the first part. You're going to join right there, still with your cream yarn, right? And in the back loop only, in the slip stitch we had made right there. Chain 2, and you're going to proceed by making double crochets, but you're going to make them in the back loop only of that stitch. Super easy, super obvious. See that? And those loose tails are going to be sandwiched eventually in between those 2 borders, and they're going to disappear, I promise you. So you're going to continue like that all around, making double crochets, and then making the borders, the corners, sorry, exactly the same way we had done, only in the back loop, right? So you're going to double crochet all around for that first round. So one long side done. Then we have the short side, the second side. That is where we had began our work. So it's all white, it's a little trickier, but you're going to find the back loop of the stitch and you're going to double crochet in it. I'll meet you at the end of this corner. Here is our third side, and that's going to be easier to find the back loop of the stitch right there. And you're going to continue double crocheting in each and every one of those stitches, back loop only. And then for the fourth side, find a stitch right there, find the back loop and make double crochets all along until you reach the first stitch you had made for that first round of your second side of the border. slip stitch with the first chain you had made at the beginning of your round, and then round 2 and 3 will be the same as the first side of your border. So 2 rounds of double crochets, and the first one will be at the corner, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in the same stitch, and then the third one you will have 3 double crochets in the chain 2 space. And then at the end of your third round, this is what your work will look like. You're going to finish your third round of your double side, of your second side of your panel. Here you go. So you have one side and the other side, and now you see all those loose ends, all those little strings that were hanging, they're going to be sandwiched in between those 2 borders. And what you're going to do now is single crochet 1 round all around again the 4 sides of your blanket, but you're going to match stitch to stitch, border to border, the side facing you and the other side, and you're going to go through one side, so the top of the double crochet, passing your crochet hook through one side and then through the next. First side right there, then the second side, you pass your crochet hook to the matching stitch, try to match stitch to stitch, and then you do a double crochet through both of them. There we go. And that's what you're going to do all around the sides of your blanket, assembling the 2 sides together, sandwiching all your loose ends in the middle. And once you are done with single crocheting all around your blanket, you are done, my friend. The only thing that will be left for you to do is to sew in all the loose tails, and voila, you have created this stunning blanket, mosaic crochet blanket. I have enjoyed making it so much that I am planning to actually do a garment with it. I think I'm going to do to make a cardigan like that for you next time. What do you think? Anyway, for now, I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial as much as I have enjoyed creating it for you. I'm looking forward to many more tutorials, and in the meantime, happy crochet, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I don't know if you remembered, I don't know. Why do I smack my mouth all the time? Oh, itchy. Is your skin super dry in the winter too? If you know of a good moisturizing cream for my crocodile skin sensitive, let me know. Oh, I have a hair on my eyes. No. Actually, no. No. Crochet with it, the more... and then clean.